A spending bill passed by Congress gave FEMA a $20 billion boost before Hurricane Helene made landfall.
Now, after some of you asked us to verify, 10 News anchor Shay Smith looked into the lawmakers who actually voted for and against that bill. Shay?
So at the end of September, Congress approved a stopgap spending bill to fund the government through the 20th of December. Some of the money in the bill could go to recovery efforts for our area, but some lawmakers voted no. The continuing resolution funds several programs and federal agencies like the Secret Service, and it's extending several expiring programs like the National Flood Insurance Program. Representative Chuck Fleischman voted in favor of the CR,
which gave $20 billion in that bill before the disaster for FEMA.
Some of that money will go towards helping flood victims.
In the continuing resolution, there was language which will allow FEMA to encroach upon other FEMA funds that were designated for non-disasters, so they can actually convert that to disaster fund use.
But not all Tennessee lawmakers voted in favor of the bill. Representatives Burchett, Ogles, Rose, and Senators Hagerty and Blackburn voted against it. We reached out to each of them. Representative Burchett says in part, the continuing resolutions in September had many irresponsible spending policies I couldn't support in good conscience. Representative Rose says in part, with the national debt well over $35 trillion and government deficits topping $1.7 trillion a year, I could not in good conscience support a continuation of the status quo. And Senator Blackburn's office says in part, Senator Blackburn does not support a reckless spending spree that does nothing to reduce our deficit and funds flying illegals into our country. Right now, there hasn't been any vote on supplemental funding for FEMA, but Congressman Fleischman's office says he has stated he would vote to pass more supplemental funding.
We make sure that those federal disaster funds are out there, are sufficient, and if they're not sufficient, we supplement that. We'll add money to that.
Now, we are still waiting to hear back from a couple more lawmakers, but when we get a response, we will put that on our website. Rob and John.